Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to RaiderTalks Thursdays. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Yabara. Nick, how are you feeling on this Thursday afternoon?
I feel good. First of all, happy holidays, Art. I feel good. Raiders look good. Raiders look back. It's scary to say. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but Raiders had a good week last week. Let's take all this momentum and let's go get it this week.
Coming off that huge win, you're just feeling great as a Raider fan all week and really pumped up for this upcoming game against Washington. There's not the pregame show, so we're not going to go all the way in depth, but we'll talk a little bit about the Cowboy win, what that meant for the Raiders, and a little bit about the Washington game coming up and what that means for the Raiders moving forward. The Cowboy game, we talked about it, we hit on it a little bit, but how big of a win was that for the Raiders?
Man, it was a season saver. In our struggles this past couple years, I don't think we've ever had a game like that where offense just came out and looked incredible, moved the ball, was putting up points no matter what, finishing drives. We did look really good. It gets me excited and looking forward to this week just because of how good and we look. So it's going to be interesting to see Sunday.
Yeah, that win against the Cowboys gave me lots of hope for the upcoming season, for the upcoming games in this season. And it gets you, like I said, gets you really fired up for these games coming up, gives you more hope. And I think I want to shout out one guy that really has opened up the Raiders offense, really opened up Carr again. Carr looks like himself again. DeSean Jackson. Carr is able to push the ball downfield like he was before the Henry Ruggs incident. And he's taking shots to DeSean Jackson. DeSean Jackson is opening up more opportunities for Zay Jones going deep, Renfro going deep like we saw last game. And what do you think the impact of DeSean Jackson on this Raider team and finally getting going, learning the offense, and being in more plays, what do you think that means for the Raiders?
It means we can pretty much do whatever we want on offense. I think you saw it hit big time because even Jacobs had a big game on the ground. More people were out covering DeSean Jackson and everybody, and Jacobs had a good game. You're going to see that. And as long as DC is aggressive, then this offense shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, so after that win, what were your thoughts? What do you feel like the Raiders are going to do moving forward? Do you feel in a state where you don't trust them yet? You're not fully sold that they're back, or are you in the moment you feel like they're back, or you're not completely sold?
See, this is because I hate sounding like those people on ESPN and NFL Network. Oh, well, I just need to see one more game out of these Raiders. Oh, I need to see one more game. We get business taken care of this week against Washington. Offense looks good again. Puts up I wouldn't say 36 points, but puts up big points again. And I would say the offense is back. Defense holds them. And I say this Raider team is back and look good going forward. Hopefully our run game can keep on going. DC just keeps on going, and I like to see more Mariota packages because he can move the ball a little bit too.
Yeah, Mariota is another guy, just like DeSean Jackson. He's a game changer. He's a difference maker, and he opens up the offense for the Raiders as a whole.
Yeah, and I think because, he's getting the first downs, he's getting the touchdowns. I think you are also going to see him maybe throw the ball a little bit because when he's out there now, they're going to anticipate the run or, pitch it off to a running back to where he can do it, fake it. Someone might be open. Who knows? DC might be open. Somebody might be open where he can have a chance to throw the ball a couple times. But I like to see him more in it because it would be more explosive.
I think if Mariota threw to DC, he'll fucking drop that shit. But I don't know. I'm just playing. But, yeah, Mariota, it's one of those things where every time Mariota's got on the ball, it worked. One time it didn't because of a penalty, so he never got to get the playoff. But I think the Raiders are going to keep doing that same play where he runs until it doesn't work, and that's when they're going to throw in the pass, and it's going to be a thing of beauty. I think we're going to have a big play. And it might be one of those plays where it'll be nice to have like DeSean Jackson on the field, stretching the field, and Mariota, they think he's going to run, kind of close in, and then he has DeSean Jackson deep like in a one-on-one situation.
Well, yeah, you can also – I'm not making plays or anything, but you can also do one where he just rolls.
I know you're not Greg Olsen.
Where he just rolls out and waits for DeSean Jackson to go deep or Waller to go deep or Renfro somewhere and then, just throws it. And they're anticipating the run. No one's covering this guy or, DeSean Jackson gets incredible separation, flings it big play, touchdown. That would be a good play.
Yeah, we might get some one-on-ones, and it might be a thing of beauty. Might be great. And, so Mariota's been a huge factor for us, a big X factor. DeSean Jackson as well. And Derek Carr had an amazing game against the Cowboys, a huge bounce-back game. And I think he really needed that because it seemed like he was going downhill. Because, like in prior seasons, Carr starts off really hot. And then he kind of slows down just a tad. And you're like, why don't you keep up that great MVP pace you were doing like earlier? And he went back to MVP form against the Cowboys.
Yeah, threw for, again, over 300 yards. Quarterback rating, QBR was high. It was really good. Making big plays, really aggressive. Standing in the pocket, waiting for something to happen instead of dinking and dunking it. And also taking a couple big hits. I think he took like 7 or 8 hits as long as with 3 sacks, waiting for something to happen. I know I saw the Renfro, one of the last drives of the game. I couldn't remember if it was the last one in the fourth quarter or if it was the one before that. Just waiting for him and waiting for the big plays and taking the hit for Renfro for the first down, I think, in the third quarter, fourth quarter. So, yeah, as long as he's as aggressive, we'll be fine.
In the weeks prior, it felt like DC was seeing ghosts a little bit. It seemed like he was a little scared to stay in the pocket. And I don't know what afflicted him, but he was just staying in the pocket well against the Cowboys and waiting for plays to develop and trying to hit the deep man.
Yeah, I think we all know, especially this year, this offense we want to go deep. And you see that every time we throw for 300 yards, we win. Ruggs, when he was with the team, had some big games, some big catches for touchdowns. We would win. Ruggs incident happens. DeSean Jackson's coming in, learning a new playbook, new system. We're without that deep threat for a little bit, and we just looked lost. Everybody looked lost. I know it all falls down on DC, but just everyone looked lost. You saw that DeSean Jackson just bring everyone back, and this whole offensive unit looked good again. Let's keep it going and not make this just a one-time thing.
Would DeSean Jackson be a guy you would like, obviously, for the rest of the season and a couple years after this?
I think so. Let's see. He only had one good game. Let's see going forward. But he keeps on doing this. Well, yeah, why not? Someone that obviously has been with DC. If we go into next year with the same cast, sure, why not? He's going to know the playbook, know the system, even better. He'll be technically year 2 in the system. Yeah, I think I would like it.
As a Raider fan, I think it's pretty fun and electric to see him on the field. He's one of those veterans that you just love seeing him. He looks good in the number 1. He looks good in the silver and black. And when he lines up, you're like, oh, DeSean Jackson's right there. DC, DeSean Jackson's right there. He has a one-on-one. Look at him. And you're getting pumped up. He's one of those guys you just get really pumped up for. I would compare it a little bit to because we're both Laker fans, when Carmelo gets the ball and the crowd is going crazy, buzzing, like, shoot it. That's how I feel with DeSean Jackson. He's a veteran, old school type guy, just looks like a Raider.
Yeah, looks like a Raider. I've been wanting him for years. Now that he is a Raider, I hope he stays even longer because you're right. That Jackson number 1 jersey looks cool, and I hope it's in my closet, if he signs the extension going forward.
Yeah, DeSean Jackson looks great in the silver and black. He's a player that's pumped me up. I think he's pumped all of us up. I think he's fired up Raider Nation a little bit. And with all the things that's bad that's happened this year, he has came in. I know he had that one game where he had that fumble and stuff, but DeSean Jackson is a game changer. He's a playmaker, and he could be a guy that gets us over the top, gets us over the hump, especially this offense.
Yeah, and all we're talking about is him going deep. He doesn't really need to go deep. He can be one of those 5-10 yard, receptions, and it was kind of deep, but his touchdown really wasn't that deep. He just made a defender miss, and he was to the house. So, he's a good wide receiver, and hope he has a good rest of the year because we're gonna need it.
Yeah, we just need to get him. If you just give him the ball in space, he's gonna maneuver, find ways to get to the end zone. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about DeSean Jackson and his impact for the Raiders this year, and how we think he's an exciting player. Looks great in silver and black. Let's hit a little bit about the Washington football team. they have a pretty good defense. They have a solid defense, and they played a great game on Monday night against the Seahawks, beat them 17-15. What do you expect a little bit from Washington? We don't need to go really in depth because we're going to do that in the pregame. But what do you expect from that team? Heineke at quarterback, Del Rio, defensive coordinator, Ron Rivera as head coach.
Yeah, 5-6. I think they're
in the playoffs.
Okay, so they do got a playoff spot. Yes. Really don't rush. Really don't allow much rushing yards. Their big weakness is allowing the passing yards, and we got DC. So I think if DC can just light them up, we'll be all right. They have an okay offense, but you're right. I think people try to run on them too much, and they stop them. So, if DC can get going and our passing attack can work, I think we can pass all over these dudes. And I think they're last in the league at getting off the field on third down. I know we've been struggling, but this is a great time to fix it against a last-place team in that category.
I just want to tell everyone right now, this is not an easy football game.
No.
This is a tough football game. We lost against the Giants, we lost against the Bears, and I wouldn't say Washington's on the same level. There are better teams than those teams, and they beat us. But it's not going to be an easy game. It's definitely going to be probably a little bit of a stressful game, like every Raider game.
Yeah, this team went to the playoffs last year. Heineke gave Tom Brady a run for his money last year in the playoff game. So we can't take this lightly. You can read stats, you can do whatever, like I said, about the passing yards and third down. We can't take this lightly. We need to go out there and, show them what Raider football is all about and get this big dub because we need it. We're 6-5 right now, fighting for a playoff spot. A couple of playoff teams that are in the race, I think, play each other this week. So this is going to be a good game, a good test, and hopefully we come out with the win.
I think in this one, we're going to need to come out with our foot on the gas. If we're going to want to win this one, we're going to need to come out firing because we can't start off slow. And we do tend to do sometimes. We can't start off slow because it just tends to be a slow game. From there on out, we need to strike first and strike hard, just like we did against the Cowboys with the Deshaun Jackson touchdown.
Yeah, strike first, no dry spells. Try to score on every drive, at least, get a field goal, 3s and 7s. Basically just flat out just score. Get us there, and let's get some points. If our offense scores a lot of points, I think we're going to be able to win this game.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Wild Wild West. We have the Chiefs in first place at top, 7-4, and second place by tiebreaker, the Chargers at 6-5. Third place, 6-5 is the Raiders, Broncos, and last at 6-5. How crazy is this race? How crazy is this year? How crazy is the AFC right now?
Yeah. First couple weeks, us Broncos, Chargers look good. Chiefs look completely lost. Now we go into it. Chiefs look like the same old Chiefs again. Chargers, I kind of guessed this, that they were going to take a step back. They kind of really don't look good these past couple weeks. Us trying to get back into things, and even the Broncos are starting to look good. I saw the game between them and the Chargers last week. Broncos played them really hard and really tough. When we play them in a couple weeks, it isn't going to be the same team that, we played up in Mile High. So, yeah, no, this division is crazy. And but still, anybody can come out of this division in first place.
Yeah, it's wide open for us. And we even got a huge game against the Chiefs coming up in the next couple of weeks. But it all starts with the Washington game. So we're not going to go ahead and look at that game. Got to beat Washington. And then we're setting up for a great game against the Chiefs once again. And to start out, that first game against the Chiefs we had was a huge football game. And hopefully we can get our second chance at redemption.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me feel good about it, no matter how the Chiefs play or what the Chiefs play, they were hot. They were undefeated last year. We went into Arrowhead. DC did his thing. The offense did their thing, and we went in there and I wouldn't say spanked them because we gave up a whole bunch.
We silenced them.
We basically told them that we do have an answer for their offense and that we can score with them. And so I'm not worried. all about that game because I think we can do the same thing. DC can go in Arrowhead and win a shootout against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun couple of weeks for the Raiders coming up. Definitely fun for the AFC West. Now we're going to do a new segment. We're going to do picks for the week. So we're going to pick all the football games. We're going to pick them, and we'll see who is the most right at the end of the week on the Raider post game. And so we'll start now. Thursday night, Cowboys, Saints. Nick, who do you got?
I got the Cowboys. Everyone's coming back. They had a pretty bad loss to our Raiders. So I'm going to pick the Cowboys. Saints really don't look good. No really quarterback, so I'm going to go Cowboys.
They're in New Orleans. So in that case, I'm still going to pick the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys. I think they're angry. They're pissed off that the Raiders beat them. So they're getting some of their players back, like you said. I think it's a huge bounce-back game for the Cowboys. So we'll see what happens in that ball game. You never know. They're on a losing streak, but we'll see what happens. Next game, Vikings, Lions. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Vikings. I don't think Lions are going to win this year. It's kind of brutal, but no, I think Vikings are. They had a bad one against Niners last week, and I think Kirk Cousins comes out and takes care of business.
I think the Vikings are a really good football team. I've seen a little bit of them. I think they're pretty good. Kirk Cousins having the best season of his career. I think Vikings are going to go and handle business easy. The Buccaneers head to Atlanta. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Tom Brady on this one. I'm going to go with the Bucs. They're still Super Bowl favorites. Even though they don't – I think they're playing only 500 on the road. I'm going to go with the Bucs.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I hate that we're agreeing on everything, but I have to go the Bucs. The Falcons are a subpar football team, and I think Tom Brady's going to go in there and handle business, like you said. Next one, Cardinals-Bears. Interesting one in Chicago.
Yeah, I think Kyler is coming back, and maybe D-Hop. I don't think D-Hop's coming back, but I know Kyler's coming back for sure. They're the first seed in the NFC. I'm going to go Cardinals.
Okay. Should I try to mix it up a little bit here? I'm gonna go the Cardinals too. I wanted to go the Bears. It's gonna be a tough game for the Cardinals because they're gonna be playing in probably some crazy conditions. It's gonna be cold, but gotta go the Cards. But actually, you know what? I'm going with the Bears. I am going with the Bears. Okay, Kyler's coming back, right? What happened when Aaron Rodgers came back this season?
Yeah, no, you're right. He didn't look good, so.
Yeah, when all the quarterbacks come back this season, they struggle. So I got the Bears, and they're in Chicago. They got that crazy fan base. Never easy to play on the East Coast. So for sure, I'll take the Bears. And there's our one. That could be our one game. You never know. Jaguars, Rams. Who do you got? Rams are struggling right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rams. Jags kind of don't look good. Trevor Lawrence has his moments. They're really unsure of Urban Meyer. Rams need a big win. I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, I'll definitely go the Rams for sure. They need this win. It's a huge game for them, and there's no way they can lose this game, especially to the Jaguars. A struggling team, things going on. Ravens, Steelers, interesting one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ravens. Even though it's in Pittsburgh, Big Ben doesn't look like Big Ben. He looks like he's towards the end of his career. Steelers really don't look good as a whole. I'm going to go Ravens.
This is an interesting matchup right here. I feel like these are never easy picks.
The North is always hard.
The North is always tough to pick, and that's a tough game right there in Pittsburgh. Ooh, Ravens at 8-3, Steelers at 5-5. Steelers need this win. You know what? I think I'm going to go. I'll go with the Ravens as well. I think it's going to be a great game, though.
Yeah, I think it is too. the North these North matchups are always good. You saw last week against the Ravens and the Browns. Even though they had a really bad game, it was still a good game. Just a matter of how close it was. It's always a fight with the North and everything. And so, yeah, this is going to be a really good game.
Hopefully the Steelers win this one, just for the Raiders' sake. Maybe if we can win a couple more games, we take over and maybe get a number 1 seed because we're right there. And I know I'm thinking crazy ahead, but that's the way I'm thinking right now. Colts-Texans should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Colts. Carson Wentz has Indianapolis looking good. Want to go back as a playoff team. So I'm going to go Carson Wentz and Colts.
Same here. Colts are a really good football team, and they're going to be a team. They're going to be a team to mess with this year. You never know. They're a solid football team. Carson Wentz is playing some good football, and they're around the same spectrum as the Raiders. So we'll see what happens in that game. Should be a fun one as well. Who else do we got here? We got the Giants and the Dolphins.
I feel like this one's a toss-up, and I'm going to go with the Giants. Dolphins have had their moments, and I feel like Giants need to win desperately. Not just for – I don't think they're going to the playoffs, but just to get the win, just to make everybody in New York feel good. So I'm going to go Giants. I think they come out and get the upset.
All right, next. Well, I'm going to pick the Dolphins. It should be a great game. 2 subpar teams. We'll see how that one goes. He got the Giants. I got the Dolphins. Eagles, Jets.
I'm going to go Eagles. Jalen Hurts is kind of doing his thing right now. I don't think it's all on him. The losses and everything. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
I'm going to go the Eagles as well. Playing in New York should be cooler there, but the Eagles are used to that. Should be a fun one too as well. A lot of fun games coming up. This is a really interesting one right here. This is huge for us. Well, either way, it's huge for us because for tie-breaking reasons with the Bengals, and then for division reasons with the Chargers and getting a playoff spot. Chargers, Bengals, who do you got?
I think this one, we would need the Bengals to win, and get the Chargers another loss, but I think the Chargers go in there and win. I've seen this Charger offense and defense, at its best, and they look good. Right now, they're kind of struggling. I say they kind of get back into it this week and beat the Bengals.
I'm going to tell you right now that the Chargers are going to get their ass whooped in Cincinnati. It's never easy to go to Cincinnati and play a football game, and I think the Bengals are going to win, and the Raiders and Chiefs are going to be the division guys out there. Next, we got the 49ers and the Seahawks. Love to see the 49ers go down in this one. They're getting a little hot. 49er fans starting to talk a little bit of crap. You don't like hearing it from them. Let's see. Who do you got?
I hate the 49ers, so I'm predicting that Russell Wilson has a big day. Seahawks are back. Seahawks are going to win against the 49ers.
You know what? I have to agree with you. Russell Wilson has not been good this year, and he's going to have a career day. Seahawks always beat the 49ers, and that is pretty much fact.
And they're in Seattle, too, so that's going to be a really good game, and I think Russell Wilson does it.
Yeah, so now we got the Sunday night game, another huge one. This is an interesting one. Broncos are hot, going in to Arrowhead, playing the Chiefs. Sunday night football.
I'm going to go Chiefs. I don't think Broncos are at that level yet to have an answer for the Chiefs. I think it's us, and I think it's only us that have the answer for the Chiefs. I'm going to go Chiefs. I don't know what the Broncos quarterback situation is. I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater was week to week or what his injury situation was, so I'm going to go Chiefs.
If the Broncos win, are they in first place? That's crazy. Anyways, I'm not sold. I'm still not sold on the Chiefs. They've had like a couple of good games in a row, but I'm still not sold on them. I got the Broncos. They're hot. I got them winning this game. I got the Chiefs just having a slacking game, lazy game. I can see them doing that. Mahomes throwing a couple picks. I just think the Broncos are going to win this one. I just have a gut feeling.
Well, Chiefs are looking good, and I'm a big believer of, hey, they're the defending AFC champs. Road still goes through them. They look good right now. That's why I'm picking the Chiefs.
AFC West matchup. You never know. It's almost a coin flip. Mm-hmm. Now Patriots Bills. This is going to be a fun one in Buffalo. Josh Allen, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is getting hot, looking like a really good quarterback right now. Josh Allen, another youngster, really good football player. What do you think?
The winner of this game right here is going to win the AFC East. I think the Patriots are in first place right now. It would be nice if the Patriots do win, then the Bills go to 6-6. Hopefully Raiders get that big dub. Bills are out, we're in. But I'm going to go Bills. I think Josh Allen's way better than Mac Jones. And Mac Jones, I think, is going to have a learning moment this week. And I think the Bills are going to have a pretty big win against the Patriots.
We're starting to disagree a little bit more. They're playing in Buffalo, crazy conditions, but again in Foxborough, crazy conditions as well. And I got the Patriots and Mac Jones winning. I'm just not sold on the Bills. They have they're 7-4 record. Patriots are 8-4. The Buffalo, Buffalo has a great game, a bad game, like a okay game, horrible game. It's just they're a bipolar football team, and I feel like the Patriots are the most consistent AFC team to date. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Yeah, it seemed like the Bills were going to take off in this division for a while, with Tom Brady leaving and everything. But you're right. They go up and down every week. So, I think we'll see. I think like I said, I think the winner of the AFC West or the AFC East is the winner of this game. So whoever wins this game, I think they're taking the East.
So the most exciting game of the week, the varsity game. All those are JV games, freshman games. But this is a varsity game, the real game. Washington, Raiders. Let me go on a limb and say you're going with the Raiders. But who do you got?
In America's game of the week, I got Raiders winning. Offense looked really good last week. We get 3 or 4 more days of extra rest, preparation. Washington comes in on a short week, even though it's a day, still a short week. Short week, us, long preparation. DC's looking good. Offense is looking good. We got to tighten up our defense a little bit. Raiders win.
Of course, I got the Las Vegas Raiders beating Washington. I would like to thank everyone for joining the show. Meet us back here on Saturday for Raiders pre-game. Huge game. Everyone's pumped up. Me and Nick ready to go. We're all ready to go. And go Raiders.
Go Raiders.